Hello everyone, welcome to Durrett's Take. Um, I went over my college football playoff predictions back in December, but now that we know who's actually playing the championship game, I wanted to go over my college football championship predictions and who I think will win it all. So not so, so if you remember my video from last time, I had Notre Dame actually making it to the championship game. I knew that Georgia with a backup quarterback just was not going to be the same despite the talent, that they have and all that. And sure enough, that was the case. And then I knew they were going to be Penn State because Penn State does not perform well against top 10 teams in a clutch situation. Like, that's not who they are. So I knew they were going to get here. And then I knew they were going to be Indiana easily. Um, Now for Ohio State, if you remember, I originally had Oregon win that matchup and coming all the way to the championship game. But obviously that was way off there. But again, that was a pick'em game for me. Like I could have gone either way there. But I just went, and originally, like before the season even started, I was like, okay, Oregon's gonna be Ohio State in Eugene, but then when they meet, I thought it was gonna be the Big Ten change game, but it ended up being the playoffs instead. That Ohio State win a rematch, but then last minute I was like, oh, I'll just stick with Oregon because they're the only undefeated team and all that. Basically, this is going to be a tough game for Notre Dame to win. Um, the only time when the only way that Notre Dame could beat Ohio State is if Ohio State just literally beats themselves because they're that loaded and that good of a roster. Um, offense. So if you're Notre Dame offensively, you definitely want to run the ball to set up the pass, because running your balls in your DNA and all that. And Riley Leonard, while he's a fine quarterback, he's not he's not like a Superman by any means where he can like make all these different insane throws down the field and all that. It's like he very much relies on having a good run game to then set up quick, efficient passes and all that. Well, Ohio State has a very good defense and they're very good at not giving up a lot of rushing yards. So basically, Ohio State will then dare you to beat them. But the problem with that is that Ohio State has a good pass rush, and they have a good secondary. So it's not as easy to pass on them versus running on them. Um, so it's just going to again be very hard. You're just going to have to play clean football, no turnovers in this game for Notre Dame whatsoever. You cannot allow that, and just hope you can contain Ohio State's offense, which that leads me to, okay, how does Notre Dame's defense do? Well, if you're Notre Dame's defense, you basically need to do what Texas has done and Nebraska's done, Michigan's done. Just take away Jeremiah Smith, the talented receiver, best receiver in college football. Take him away, force Ohio State to go to the third receiver, or just do a straight up running game and hope you can stop the run. Now, what's interesting is that Notre Dame's been a good Russian defense, throughout the season, but in the Penn State game, they were just awful, like at stopping the run. Like whenever Penn State passed the ball, especially if it was to a receiver, then Notre Dame be like, thank you, because they just could not stop the running back duo for Penn State. So even if Notre Dame is successful in, eliminating Ohio State's best receivers and making it a run game, that's still, they're still gonna have to make the tackles, get the stops, and then also, you have to hope again. This is where it comes back to Ohio State being themselves. You're gonna have to hope Ohio State commits a lot of penalties, like in the Texas game where Ohio State's just kept shooting themselves in the foot, and Notre Dame will have to definitely force a turnover too. Um, Now, well, also this will help Notre Dame going back to the offensive side real quick is that I heard that their left tackle is going to be out this game. I'm not sure about their right guard. I think it's the one that got injured in the Penn State game, so we'll see there. But it's just like to not have a full strength on line is not good there. I like the Notre Dame story. I like what even though I'm not a Notre Dame fan, it's cool what they've done so far and all that. Again, I predicted them to get to this point, but again, Ohio State, whether we like it or not, they spent the most money on a roster basically, and therefore they reap the rewards of having elite roster, and therefore I feel like they should win this game. The goal is just for this game just to be close because I don't want to blow out championship game. Because last year, especially in the second half with the Washington Michigan game. It was a blowout. And you want to try to avoid blowout changing games at all costs. So hopefully it could be a close game. Hopefully Notre Dame makes it competitive, but I just got to take Ohio State to win the game. So in my I'll come out with my NFL divisional picks in my next podcast. I'll come out tomorrow, and then stay tuned for on my LinkedIn page to look for my updated college basketball bracketology. Pretty soon I'll be going over my NBA All Star projections and kind of like halfway season point updated predictions there. And then pretty soon, like either next week or next week after, now the college football is wrapping up, I'll kind of go over like, okay, look at the coaching hires, look at the quarterback transfer carousel, and all that, kind of see how all that shakes out for next year. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel to learn about me. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.